So I'm doing the strip spraying. I don't know if you can see that spray there. They used to spray 2 feet on each side of the vine. It came way out into the row here, and I don't know if you remember what it looked like, but we told them to cut back. I told them to cut back. Matt, I know we talked about it, but I told them to cut back to 1 foot, and they did last year. And that's what I'm doing, is 1 foot on each side. It's a 12-inch spray, and I go every row. So yeah, it's both sides of the. But anyway, and it's a mixture. It's a mixture of Roundup and 3 other things. Pre-emulsion. I think that's the word. I'm not sure, but you know what I mean. It gets in there, and some of it gets it before it germinates, some of it gets right after it germinates, and some of it gets right when the leaf starts forming. I don't know. It's something like that. So there's 3 different stages, plus the Roundup, which gets it after it's already like this that you can see. Of course, you know what Roundup does. Not all the rows have grass this high, and it's okay because the edges aren't that high. I'm able to spray without having to get this boom too high up in the air. But we got this up, and finally I got my work order so I could get the chemicals. But I mean, I couldn't spray any sooner than this anyway. It's just been too wet. And even so, there's a couple rows that I went halfway and had to back out because they're just too wet, and I would have got stuck. I don't know what's going to happen up and back, but this is block 1. But I'm going to do everything I can do. They're going to come prune on Monday, and at least do, or not Monday, because that's the thing. They're talking about a big rainstorm Monday, Tuesday. So it might be actually Thursday next week before they get out here. But anyway, but I need to get this done before they get out here. Otherwise, they stack the prunings and I got to run over them, and they get caught up in. They say you can do it, but it's not the way to do it. To try to drive through this row with a bunch of pruning stacked in there. Anyway, but I got this thing hooked up. We had the booms, and we had hooked those up, or mounted them. And then, so we've had this part for a while. And those just fold in. They fold in like that. They fold in all the way, both sides, so you can travel without having them sticking out. And then, I can completely, on the off season, we'll take them off. But until everything's sprayed, of course, I'll leave the front, those on there. And they mount theirs on the back. They have all one unit. It sits right in the back there, and it has the boom and everything on there. But you can't see what you're doing. On mirrors, one mirror, I don't like that because, like I said, you can't really see what's going on. And so anyway, I like them in the front. But this is the tank. Let's shut this off. This is the tank, and it's on a skid there, and it's got a 3-port manifold, and I can adjust the pressure. That's the main thing, is just the pressure. This is a 20-gallon tank. They wanted me to get the 30. They have 30s, and they're bigger, and they're more heavy duty, and they're more industrial. But they're also doing, 500 acres a year, where I'm just going to be doing this vineyard, and plus I'm doing it, so I don't, I'm not going to beat it like some of the guys do with their equipment, I'm sure. So, but anyway, these are the things we're using. Of course, the Roundup, and then these 2 things. It's called Chateau and this Allion, made by Bayer. But Anyway, see, anyway, I got the 20-gallon tank instead of the 30 like they wanted, but the 30, it was an extra $1,000. And, you know, they said you don't have to stop as many times and refill it, but so I got to stop a couple extra times. I think this was the way to go. We had our other spot sprayer tank, but it's a small little motor, and it wouldn't take this, because I got to leave this on all the time, and it builds up pressure. And then what I did is I run this line up, and I put a valve right here so I can control turning it on and off. Right above my head here. So yeah, I turn it on, I leave the pressure built up, and then I just, like I said, flip it on and off. I can't flip the motor on and off, that just doesn't work. So anyway, and our little motor wouldn't run that long. So anyway, it's a nice little set I got installed. Finally, I won't go into the details, but it had a broken part on it when I got it. No real big deal. But anyway, that's it, and I'm spraying, and what else I was going to tell you? Like I said, it sprays right to the edge and then a foot out, and they said the rain is good for these pre-emulsion, whatever that word is. The rain would be good for it, to wash it in. And we're supposed to get some on Monday, so it'll work out just fine. But I'm glad I was able to get this done before they came in, because it's hard enough driving through here and keeping everything nice and, you know, in line without driving over a big pile of prunings. So we'll see how the rest of it goes. Like I say, this is dry. Block 2 and 3 are going to be dry enough. They're usually the driest blocks of the whole vineyard. But 6 and 7, it's going to be, there's definitely some spots I'm not going to be able to get to. We're going to have to do it by backpack. Jimmy's spraying backpack. Oh, there he is right there. But he was up spraying some backpack spraying up there and around the barn and just all around up in here. And then we got to do some, like I say, some spot spraying on the wet spots that we couldn't get to. But we'll see how it works. And yeah, that's it for this.